So today I have a brief video just to show how kinetic energy is a result of potential energy. And so how that if we have more potential energy, it can translate into greater kinetic energy. And so to use this, all I've got are two little basic cars that I've made. These are just derby cars, pinewood derby cars, and you can get them at Hobby Lobby for $3 a piece. You could probably talk to your local Boy Scout troop or maybe an RA chapter and get it. I didn't cut it, didn't make anything fancy, just a block of wood, 4 nails and 4 tires. And I've got 2 of these, a piece of wood, just a normal piece of plywood, and then I've got a box just to prop it up to make a ramp. It doesn't matter what you use, I just need something to elevate it. Now, students will naturally understand that if I put this car on the ramp and let go, the car is going to roll down the ramp. It's very simple, and they know this from their own experiences. And they also know that if I let the car go from higher on the ramp, the car will be able to go farther. The explanation that I give to students is that potential energy is mass and height. So if I had a heavier car higher on the ramp, I get more potential energy. But as of right now, this car isn't moving, so it doesn't have any kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the energy used for movement. And so I have no kinetic energy, but I have a lot of potential energy. Now, once I release the car from the ramp, when it gets to this point, it has kinetic energy, but because it's lower, it has lost some of its potential energy. And that potential energy has been transformed into kinetic energy, which is where the movement comes from. Now, at this juncture in the conversation, I usually will lead the students to understanding, and by asking them to be absolutely silent and to listen. And so, did they hear anything as the car rolled down? Of course, we'll all say, yes, it made noise. And we have just finished the conversation on energy that is the types of energy that don't, things that don't have mass, as heat, noise, light. So I will explain that some of our potential energy actually becomes that sound energy of the car rolling down the ramp. There's actually the 4 little nails with the wheels here, and as they spin, that tire is rubbing against the axle, and that friction is creating heat. So some of our potential energy is being transferred into heat energy. So if I start with a certain amount of potential energy, I don't get all of that transformed into kinetic energy, because I'm losing some of it into sound energy, heat energy. But we can clearly see that if one car is higher on the ramp than another car, it has more potential energy. We're both going to lose energy, some of that potential energy, to sound and to heat, but we get a lot more kinetic energy from the potential energy. The final thing in this conversation is to bring it back to rockets. So I talked to them about a rocket launch, right? Is there any sound? Of course, there's a lot of sound. Is there any light? Yes. Heat? Absolutely. So in a rocket launch, you've got a lot of potential energy in the fuel that we use to launch these rockets. And then we lose a lot of it to heat, a lot of it to sound, and a lot of it to light. So to get the kinetic energy we need to actually launch a rocket into outer space, to leave our gravitational pull, you need way more potential energy than you end up with kinetic energy, because so much of it is lost.